Hello Subnautica lovers. Today I'll be starting a new tutorial on how to play Subnautica 2 in preview mode, as well as a walkthrough. It is preview, so some features will be incomplete and or glitchy, so some bits might not be as good as they will be in the future. If you do not want any spoilers, I recommend trying the game for yourself. So do not watch this video, simply go on your game and stop playing. Definitely survival mode, not creative, because it will confuse you. If you don't want to play Subnautica, feel free to watch. It's a really nice game and I hope you enjoy it. So we'll start by making a new single player world in survival. So we're going to click survival, start the single player world. So the first few bits will be led by the tutorial, so it'll just explain most parts. I won't talk as much as I will in the next bits, so just enjoy it. I am going to download Stone as my pioneer. I'm not going to customize him, just going to leave him as is.
Body print complete. PDA implant reset to factory settings. Warning. Atmospheric pressure above human maximum. Projected lifespan 13 minutes. Adaptation required.
I will now click tab to open my PDA and download all aspects of the database and my inventory. You will have noticed I've been coughing a lot as I cannot withstand the pressure of this environment. We're going to boot the AI, which will actually explain the whole story to us.
I am Noah. You're the QI. Your life is my job. My job is your life. I wish I could make full introductions, but courtesies must wait. We are both going to die if we stay here. There's another Noah node in the life pod outside. Get me there and I can get us both to safety.
Now download
You
the
are
artificial
burning in slow motion.
intelligence.
Under 60 atmospheres of pressure, oxygen becomes a neurotoxin. Nitrogen bubbles saturate your flesh and pry your joints apart. I've opened the door to the adaptation chamber. Your printed body can borrow tricks from indigenous life. You'll feel better. You'll be better. The last pioneer didn't make it to the life pod. I'm activating their black box signal. You will make it. That's why you're the QI.
Okay.
User death imminent. Proceed to adaptation.
I will now slowly crawl to this thing called an angel cone.
Thanks to Terra Pioneer Nanotech, your body can adapt the survival traits from a Zezuran rat. Proceed to the sampling pavilion. Tampering detected. Uncatalogued donor organism in pavilion.
This thing is called an angel comb. It will provide many useful adaptations that you'll be able to find in the PDA.
Gene donor found. You must adapt alien traits to survive. Sample. Adapting trimethylamine, N-oxide synthesis. Pressure tolerance increased. Vital signs stabilizing. Congratulations. This orb is now your relative.
You will notice I'm now able to move freely around the room without being restricted. We are now going to have a look around for any useful things that I could take. We found a destruction flare. This is actually one of the most useful tools that you'll be given, which can be thrown to avoid predators. Actually, in Subnautica 2, you do not have any weapons to use, so flares are probably going to be your best early game option to fight monsters off. Well, not monsters, aliens. Fish. Now going to proceed to the next part.
Scanning for necessary adaptation. Clear for work.
You're going to notice right away that this is definitely not where I was meant to go. We're meant to land on a desert planet, but instead we've actually landed on a water planet, which will actually be explained later on in the story. But for now, we'll have to have a look around. Pick up a medical first aid kit, actually. What does this do? It obviously provides gas to some sort of suit.
Barometric depth gauge activated. Print terminated by barotrauma.
It seems as if somebody has died in the suit. We're quickly going to make our way over to the life pod, which has been activated.
A serious accident has occurred. Your sleep bay has been separated from the cicada. You must reach the surface and send a distress call.
We seem to be very deep. This is actually the deepest you'll ever be sent inside the game so far.
There are no other life pods in inventory. Unless you can return with rescue, hundreds of stored colonists will remain trapped here.
This is the deepest you'll ever go in the game, actually. 580 meters is so far the deepest. We are now going to have a look around. Seems as if there's nothing left here. And to activate the NOA.
My full name is Noetic Advisor Node, ISV CIDSB3. Between us, I prefer Noah. You are the QI, the qualified investigator. Wear it with pride. We have made violent planetfall. I don't know the status of the pioneer colonists, the cicada, or the 40,000 souls stored in its quartz memory. I am just one Noah node. I print and support the colonists stored in Sleep Bay 3. But if things go wrong, I am authorized to print a QI or two for troubleshooting. If we're going to complete the mission to build a human future on this world, you will have to lead the way. Are you ready to begin?
I'm gonna press the launch
I can't
button.
release the life pod. The clamps are corroded shut. The tyranny of matter. You'll have to swim out and release them manually. They're on the back of the pod, outside the passenger window. Mind your breath.
Seems as if they're on the opposite side. We'll go and have a look now. So, left mouse click to activate them. Quickly get back inside the life pod. And we're gonna launch.
Prepare for launch. Life pod release. Trajectory error. Collision. Thrusters disabled. Clearing main thrusters. Stand by. Thruster function restored. Brace for corrective reorientation. Collision. Obstructions detected. Increasing thrusters. Releasing parachute. Error. Release firing mechanism failure. Brace for impact. does not recognize the sky. Titan-class biosignature on the horizon. You are not on Caesura, Pioneer.
We have now started the game. We're now free to do whatever we want from this point onwards. So, it seems as if we haven't landed on a desert planet at all, actually. We seem to be on an ocean planet with a very, very large tree on the horizon. I definitely do not recommend going towards the tree because it hasn't been developed yet. So this is one of the aspects I was talking about in the intro. So definitely stay near the life pod. I'd recommend about at the start, don't go more than 50 meters away from the life pod for safety reasons, unless you've got flares and some upgrades. So we're now going to ask the NOA what to do next.
I printed 26 colonists before the sleep bay drowned, many of them more than once. This is my purpose: to reincarnate you from digital storage, support your work, and if necessary, reverse your death. If I lose track of my colonists, I am empowered to send a qualified investigator to track them down. Do this for me, and I can offer you hazard pay, credit against your contract debt. Risk code: Sierra Ordinal Warrant 2. I am already searching for the black boxes of the missing colonists. Stand by for search locations. Downloading colony manifest to your PDA.
It seems as if we have to search for some missing colonists, as we are the qualified investigator. It seems as if something has gone terribly wrong, and now we have to search for them. Now I'm gonna ask the NOA for the survival guide.
This isn't Caesura. I thought you should discover that for yourself, investigator.
Yeah.
There should be a colony waiting for us. Your fellow pioneers, my fellow Noanodes, working together to break ground for those who still sleep. Instead, silence. Not even the cicada answers. We are alone. I've sent your PDA the standard survival guide. While you pioneer the area and fabricate your tools, I'll apply myself to the life pod sensors.
Okay. Seems as if we're free to go now. So the fabricator is a tool used for basically sort of crafting table, Minecraft reference. So it crafts things using ingredients which you gain from exploring. So usually the most basic things you'll want to get are water. Food has already been provided, but soon you'll find it's a problem. So we're going to load all of this into our inventory. I'm going to put food there, just a bit of it. And we are now going to go gather some water, as we are losing dehydration. It's shown in the bottom left corner. And, well, see what we can find.
Locating the colony is your best chance of survival. A prolonged search will require food and water.
You'll notice straight away that the graphics are actually really nice in this game. Much better than Subnautica 1, actually. This is definitely my most preferred gameplay. So, you'll notice these blue, purple things.
This organism filters brine into drinkable fresh water. This may be an adaptation to the seawater's anomalously high viral load.
So at this moment, this sea slug...
Seawater sampling detects a source of genetic adaptations in this region, tracking a bloom of viral activity at the same source. Investigate with caution.
So this water slug provides drinkable fresh water. So if you have a look here, it's actually used in the recipe. So we're going to produce one water, which should be enough. It gives us 40 water, so it'll take us up to almost 100%. We're going to have a look around.
Has transmitted an alert. Notice the intrusive and persistent HUD icon. Return to the life pod at your convenience. Remember that you are in command of the mission.
Yes. So, the NOA will remind you when you need to go back to the life pod for it to give you some more news, basically. So, it will give you... Oh, okay, so this is the biobed test, in fact. Not what it's going to say. So we are going to see what it says about this then.
I'm monitoring noxiously elevated viral loads in the seawater. Heavy metal assays detect bone-blistering levels of cadmium, lead, and chromium. This planet is already killing you. We have to know if the life pod biobed can help. Find a convenient way to die. Your black box will phase your mind to the biobed. I'll print you in a new body. You can return to your point of exit to retrieve dropped items. Regular reprinting may help slow down environmental contamination. It's not a long-term solution, but for now, we have to triage.
I don't think that's happening in a way. I'm not dying on purpose today.
I understand.
Okay. So we've just found out that the seawater, the planet, everything in it is actually killing us. You will actually notice as you play, it doesn't actually happen yet. It will possibly be added in future updates, but for now, we're lucky enough to not have to die to these environmental causes. I'm just gonna gather some more water and fabricate it back at the life pod. Gonna have a look around for more raw materials afterwards. Okay, we're now prepared to explore. So you would have noticed some metal deposits around as we picked up water. This is actually titanium.
From hand tools to corrosion-resistant habitats, titanium is an ideal structural material.
The PDA loves cutting me off. Well, titanium is found in bigger and bigger amounts as you go away from the shallows. This is what this area is called. You'll notice late game deposits contain only like massive yields that can only be broken with a sonic resonator, which is an advanced tool we'll explore later. For now, we'll just mine smaller amounts because we won't actually need it for a lot. It's usually used in base building later on. So we're gonna see what we can do with this now. Oh, it seems as if we can fabricate ourselves a survivor multi-tool now. This thing is actually one of the most useful tools you'll ever have. The PDA will explain more about it, in fact.
Of all the equipment available to TSF frontiersmen, only this demilitarized switch axe is approved for colonial fabrication. In untrained hands, firearms are primarily used to harm other colonists, or the self.
So this reveals more about Subnautica 2's way of not harming wildlife, basically. So you'll notice that in Subnautica 2, so this is quite different from Subnautica 1 actually. You won't have any weapons to fight with. You'll have to only use stunts or stuff like this. That's a weird glitch run. So this is one of the glitches I was actually talking about. You can't climb down. Sort of weird. We'll have to fix it definitely. So I wonder what we can mine with this then. We'll have a look now. So you'll notice there are these things called oxygen tunics that provide oxygen when diving deeper. 32 meters isn't deep, but for early game deposits it definitely is. So it seems as if we can mine bigger titanium deposits with this tool. It seems as if we can cut
No sign of
feather
plant life on
feather
this
gold.
world. This waxy fiber is closer to vinyl or latex than cellulose. Committed vegetarians should expect bloating.
So it reveals more about this planet's alien wildlife. Oh, I'm losing oxygen. Better stop talking then. So this revelation reveals more. Revelation. This fact reveals more about the planet's wildlife. So it seems as if this planet is more alien than we thought. We can't even eat the local wildlife. So we're gonna gather some of this. I want to see what happens, what we can make with it. Let's go back to base. Oh, what's that? Oh, I think that's copper. Okay, so copper usually occurs on surfaces or cavern ceilings. So it seems as if we don't have any inventory space. Oh, I forgot to mention this, but to access the inventory, simply just press tab. Taxes, blueprints, signals, logs, databank, and adaptations. So you see here all of the adaptations you've got. And you can go back to inventory. So the life pod is pretty restrictive. You'll notice here we actually can't craft grease yet because we haven't got a fully functional fabricator. So we are simply going to drop all of the materials we found into here. We'll actually eat something quickly because we don't have any more food points. So seems if we can craft oily salad. Let's see. We're actually incompatible, so we can't eat this at the moment. We'll craft it and see what happens. So if we eat this...
Critical warning. Stomach failure. Expected caesarean proteins. Found unknown alien tissue.
It seems as if we just harmed ourselves. So that's actually not edible, funny enough. We'll have to leave that for later then. So, what else can we craft? A scanner. So this is actually one of the most useful tools in the game at the moment. So it basically scans everything you find except for buildings. Well, actually it does scan buildings, but not the ones that you've made or the life pod. So you can basically scan everything in here with it. So we're actually going to gather some copper because I think that's something we need to craft it.
Copper is key to simple electronics. Bacterial action creates copper on cave roofs and overhangs.
So it's Trist actually said that it's found on overhangs and ceilings. So I think that's enough. We'll also look to find some quartz, which is another very useful substance. So it's sort of like white, crystally shape. Yeah, there's not much to say about it.
This quartz contains dead coral polyps. It may have formed on or near a coral dome.
Yes, it does form near these things called coral domes. There's a very large one, I think, west of here, which is a very useful source of quartz early game. So if you have a look in here, it basically forms in this like pearly bit. It can form in large amounts or smaller amounts, but you'll not find the largest deposits until late game. Mid to late game. So let's head back and see if we can craft the scanner. No, we can't. Forgot about that. So we actually need a battery for it, funny enough. We need a battery for everything, don't we? So we are going to have a look. what a battery needs. Doesn't show it. Oh, this does. So copper, we've already got that, and acidic rind pouch. So it sort of looks like a brain. So we actually saw one here, didn't we? It's purplish green thing. So be wary when breaking it. It does release a sort of acid. It will damage you. I don't think anybody's managed to get out of here fast enough. So we're gonna pick it up and get out of here. So see, we got a lot of recipes all of a sudden. That's pretty useful actually.
Acid can be used to make basic chemical batteries.
Yes, actually said right there we need it for batteries. So
The portable locker can be hand carried or attached to a hardpoint. Avoid workplace friction. Inform your co-workers before moving their stash.
So these lockers actually help a lot with early, like really early game storage. So in your life pod, it's a useful thing to have. We're just going to leave it in the corner here, and we're going to quickly craft a battery. Okay, so we've got battery now. We can craft a scanner.
Stranded on 4546B, Riley Robinson used a field scanner to outwit teleporting alien cyborgs and treat his Kara infection. Behavioral economists still debate why Riley abandoned a lucrative motivational speaking career to return to frontier life.
Okay, so we've got the most useful tool yet. We are probably just gonna go and have a look around and scan things. I forgot to mention, Subnautica at night is a very divided topic. Some people like it, other people don't. Me personally, I don't find it scary, though some parts are, but that's much later game. It's really nice seeing all of the colours. Leave your opinion below in the comments, to be honest. I'd really like to know what you guys think about this. So we are now going to scan everything we find. Okay.
This colony of worms in a shared membrane has no earthly analogue. You have discovered a new clade. Naming rights may be auctioned off or reserved as a gift for that special someone in your future.
So it seems as if we just found some new organism. So this actually reveals quite a lot. So it shows that actually the PDA doesn't know much about this planet at all. Doesn't even know what that thing is. That's really interesting actually. But for now we're just going to stick to scanning. Scanning. So I find it very useful to have a data bank of these things. And it's pretty fun scanning stuff later on, like the collector Leviathan, which is actually the only hostile Leviathan big one on the map so far. If you go outside of the boundaries, you will find out very quickly that there are much more dangerous ones lurking just outside the border. So I definitely do not recommend it. Yeah, let's keep scanning. You'll notice the battery's going down on this. It's not a problem, you can just craft more, but just remember that later on when you make a base you can just charge them. You don't have to make 50 like I did, because then you have nowhere to put them actually. You just have to keep them in a storage. So the area around the locker is actually not dangerous at all. It's very safe, you won't get attacked. As you head out more than 50 meters I'd say, you'll start to meet more dangerous things. You'll start to hear things. It can be pretty scary if you hear like creepy things. But to be honest, you can't deal with it. And Subnautica is a really weird game because you have this like thing where you find a new area, you explore it, you're scared, but then the more you like explore the area, the easier it gets. So metal salvage, oh my, metal salvage can be turned into titanium quite quickly. So it's good for like early game building or resource gathering. So to be honest, I'd recommend, with my game experience, that you make a base as early on as possible, so it makes things much easier when crafting. But for now, we're just going to stick to gathering materials. So there. So you can turn metal salvage into 4 titanium pieces. I am now going to have a look for some tools. So you can scan tools, which is actually very useful for the game mechanic, because then you can, well, craft more useful things like a habitat builder, which you use to make bases, and other very useful things. I am actually going to try to craft an air bladder, because they're very, very useful to early game players.
The Nomadic Advisor has transmitted an alert. Return to the life pod at your convenience.
We are not going to listen to that. We are actually just going to go for it and try to find some loose rock sacks, which are very useful. Mainly early game actually, so in my later game, like worlds, I didn't actually use them later on.
Do not hesitate to use alien life forms for survival purposes, but always search for unexpected complexity.
We have actually forgotten to drink water, which is not a good thing, because we have to always remember. So we're gonna scan the cradle shoot roots, which can actually be broken down into fibrous pulp if you need a source of that. I'm not gonna mine it though. So it seems as if there's an angel comb there, but there are some more dangerous things like that hammerhead or something like that around there. I forgot the name for it. This wreckage here is quite safe. I wouldn't say there's a problem in having a look inside. There are going to be a lot of new things though to scan. Always be wary when going into caves farther from the actual base, because the life pod, because you can get jump scared by these things called sand sharks or something like that, which actually do make you jump a lot, and it makes you a lot more wary when going into caves. So it seems as if there's something to download back here.
The rules are simple. Keep the perimeter sensors on alarm, no matter how many false positives you get, and do not go out alone. They are hunting us. We don't know why. Someone made a mistake a long time ago, and we have to live with it. The damn thing is, maybe it was one of us. Maybe they see us and say, look, it's that soft criminal, back from the dead again. Let's get the freak. And we don't even remember what we did.
So that was probably a very puzzling thing, but you will find a lot of those random creepy messages. There's nothing really to fear about them. It's just once you get all of them, you sort of piece together a story. I might actually make a video on it, my own personal take on the story. But for now, I'll just stick to scanning things, because guess what? Scanning is fun. So let me actually search for that sand viper thing I told you about. So you see that thing there? That thing is the biggest drum scare you can get in the game so far that I've found. So it's really creepy, and let's actually just go for it. Let me just get some more oxygen. I wouldn't mind getting jump scared now, would I? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I told you, man. This thing is so jump scared. If I wasn't prepared for that, and I still jumped, I would have wet my pants. I'm serious. So this cave is actually pretty interesting. It's got a lot of things. Seems as if I need to scan something. So if you have a look at that radar sign on my scanner, it actually just shows you what you haven't scanned or what you could scan. It's kind of annoying though, because it shows you stuff you've also scanned, which can mean that you just think you haven't scanned something, but in fact you have, and it can be quite annoying. I keep hearing growls, but I don't know where it's coming from. This area actually houses a very valuable tool. It does have a bit of acid though. So I actually saw a flashlight here. So if you noticed earlier on, I scanned the first flashlight blueprint. So we're gonna scan the habitat builder quickly. So we still have one more blueprint to scan, and then we've got the recipe. We found another locker as well. We can use that. We'll take it back to base. So unlocking blueprints is basically the main thing you want to be doing at the start of the game, because then you can go into this thing, then you can craft different tools. So I've got some loose ferrot sack, I can craft rubber, and now I have an air bladder. So I'll just demonstrate quickly what the air bladder can do. So it shows right click ascend, pretty straightforward. It can actually take you from really deep, and you can also inhale it to replenish your oxygen. I think 30 seconds, yes. So it's very, very useful early on in the game, especially if you want to go down to deeper areas, and it will never break. So in one of my games I made the mistake of making like 50, but you can make multiple, especially early on, as I already said, because you can use multiple to like breathe in when you're really deep. So I think the flashlight, oh, we can craft the basic fins actually. That's a very useful thing to have. Oh, we forgot about the Noah, didn't we? Just noticed he was staring at us. So we'll see what he has to say then.
Contact. I've located the black box of Anita Gottschall, the colony purser. Partial voice data retrieved.
We're so hungry.
Anita always liked to watch you shuffle cards. She said you had a knack for holding things. Find out what happened to her. Signal location uploaded to your PDA.
So it seems as if we've got our first black box. So it's actually in that area with the angel comb, and I think we're prepared enough to go and find out. I won't bother crafting anything else. We've got food, we've got water. I'll just store all of the other things in the storage here. And I'll head away. So you'll notice I'll stick quite close to the surface in all of these introductions, because I really can't be bothered diving too deep because then I have to come back up, and I have been in tough situations where I've almost drowned, and I have drowned actually. So you'll notice there's like a bulb like in the tutorial, and you'll notice it gives us a very useful adaptation. So that's actually this thing called a hammerhead that we want to scan. It does ram you, it does ram anything built. It used to ram it all the time, but they've like changed it. It will ram you in a second, you'll see. It doesn't do a lot relative to other more annoying things. Quickly go up for oxygen.
Potential donor found. Suit surface detects molecules matching the organism from the sleep bay.
So we found our first black box then. I'm gonna use this. We're gonna quickly scan this thing. Oh, that's weird. Didn't I scan the first one? Looks as if I didn't. So we've got a couple more things to scan here. Looks as if I
This
didn't
life form
have
is a
more oxygen.
biological antenna. Oxygen, genetic material in its core as it matures, making it a perfect gene donor.
Okay, let's see what it gives us.
Adapting alien enzymes to your stomach lining. You may now digest freely.
Yes. So it seems if we should try the salad actually, to see if we can finally actually digest it. First, I think we'll have a look around for any more useful things. Some loose ferrot sacks. Actually, quickly pick some of those up. Very useful things these are. And yeah, some quartz, we'll take some of that as well. So notice the slope drops off as you go further away. So that's sort of done to stop early gamers from going too deep because, well, can be kind of dangerous, but we could technically go there with 50 air bladders, couldn't we? I like the way they've like sort of made it much easier to scan things, they're much faster. Except for the collector Leviathan, which is very annoying. So let's have a look around at this place. We need some more oxygen. I'll quickly inhale that. Some of that.
Field notes: under, not, wander. 2 spare tanks. My reprint site is habitat. I'm exhausted today. What if you just reprinted yourself when you were tired? Maybe you'd never have to sleep. Miss Nahima, I'm checking out the big coral tower. There's a mass trapped inside. The scanner's not sure if it's coral polyp or crab tissue. The optogenetics are so weird. We know the Protea virus infects everything on this planet. And we know the coral crabs wear these domes as hats. Is it possible the virus swapped their genes around? So part of this coral just decided it was a crab? Like if you live next to something on Proteus, you become related to it.
That revealed something interesting about the actual planet's biological system. So as it has been hinted multiple times throughout our time on this planet, it seems as if there's something connecting the planet together. First said actually in the tutorial, this angel comb is now your relative. So there's some sort of virus or being that infects you and everything else on this planet and influences their behavior. So we have now got some loose ferrot sacks. Oh, and while that clip was actually playing, I got a scan of some very important tools. So let's have a look here actually. Should be right at the top. So habitat builder, very useful. You use this to craft bases actually. I'll go and get the second part now. I know where it is. And the wake maker, which is an early game speed booster. So you can use it. You actually use it you don't need the tadpole to go deeper. Just for reference, the tadpole is basically the only vehicle you can get in the game at the moment. So this is basically the only other tool that helps you move quicker. So it's very useful to have. We're now gonna quickly mark these as red because I have OCD kinda. It's kinda satisfying. So you'll notice a lot of references from actually the first game. So it actually mentioned how Riley Robinson used a scanner on planet 4546B. Yes, he did. It's not a lie. And also the thing with the Reaper Leviathan, that was also
Building a processor
a part
and a power
of
supply will unlock
Subnautica
new
1.
fabricator recipes. But the added mass would sink your life pod. A standalone habitat is the next step on your mission.
So it's actually hinted there that you have to make your own base. So actually the first thing that you'll be given in the game is a corridor, which leads to people making things like noob tubes, as they're quoted. So it's basically just a corridor, a hatch, and a bunch of storage and a fabricator. Luckily, we don't have to stay that way forever, as actually I'm not going to spoil that yet. We're actually just going to do it on the fly. So let's quickly make another battery, and you'll find out soon why. So we're gonna go. You've probably been thinking this while I've been playing, but we're gonna go to that abandoned base thing there, and we're gonna go inside, and we're gonna have a look at what's inside.
Colony structure located. There may be clues to the location of the main habitat.
How right you are, PDA. There are clues in there. So, you'll notice a lot of abandoned things. Please scan them, it helps. Scan everything you may find.
Light trauma detected. Flares may distract attacking predators.
So pick this up and you'll get a source of oxygen down here. So it seems as if we just got this downloadable thing. Gonna scan a poster. You'll notice there are a lot of posters you can get in the game as you progress. Oh, that's very interesting.
This case was broken by a survival multi-tool. Sabotage is a serious crime. Samantha Ayu's bombing of Altera Labs delayed critical Kara research by decades.
Okay, we better get some oxygen before we starve. And you'll notice somewhere around here, quite disorientated, that there's a battery outlet. This is why I bring a battery.
Online. Power connected.
Welcome back, Pioneer. I'm Sophie Boucher, Coroltai surgeon. By now you know we're not on the Zora. We call this planet Proteus. We don't know when rescue will find us. For the sake of all our sleeping friends, we have to learn how to survive. Nahima?
Hey, fellow dead slave. I'm Nahima Nakota, ecologist. Take a sip of seawater. Notice that sweet blood taste under the salt? That's a toxic dose of heavy metals. Nobody survived past 3 months. It's a beautiful place to die over and over again.
But don't let that beauty seduce you, Pioneer. Exposure to Proteus causes a delusion we call Mazefield syndrome. The call of the sea. People may tell you it's a gift. Ignore them. You remember what Kara did to our homes. You know we can't trust alien biology. We've set up a lab here with a few basic biomods. They're safe. But if you start to hear voices, or if you get the urge to swim to the tree, don't go. Habitat is due north. We'll come pick you up. See you soon, Pioneer.
And we'll leave our introduction on that cliffhanger. See you next time, Subnautica lovers.